Getting up today was hard. I got up around an hour before I typically get up in general. And I went upstairs earlier for me last night just because I didn't even want to be down here. I'm terribly down, and I just wanted to go and be by myself, but I didn't lie down till 1:32 in the morning. Then I couldn't get to sleep. There was no option about changing my alarm because I've got an appointment this afternoon when typically I would be, if I was walking from the house pre-Christmas, I would be on the walk. If I was driving off the street to walk the dog, I'd probably be leaving the street around that time because my dad would have just turned up for me to go and drop him off to me, then drive somewhere to walk the dog. So my days had to be completely changed, and I knew in advance that I was having to change the day around. When I only find out the day before, that's when it's a lot worse for me because it's massively changing my routine. I've got up an hour earlier than typical. I've got less time to myself now before I have to start getting ready for my dad to come back, to swap cars around to drop him off, to then walk the dog much earlier than I normally do. To then come home to hopefully have around an hour. That hour will probably decrease because that's what typically happens. But I want to have a shower and get ready. I don't even know what I'm wearing. I can't imagine it's going to be anything amazing. And then I've got to drop the dog off and go to where I'm going. I don't know what the roads are like where I'm going. Hopefully they're not bad. Hopefully I can park near where I'm going. I don't know if it's slippery outside. It looks slippery, but it doesn't mean it is slippery. I mean, it's currently -3, but I think it's meant to go up to 0 at some point before this afternoon, but I don't think it's going to go up to 0 before I go out with the dog. But I don't know if it's slippery. The road outside my house looks like an ice rink, but I don't think it is. Well, I hope it's not. I'm really struggling. My anxiety's doing my head in, to be honest with you. It's not my anxiety's not good. I mean, anxiety's not good in general, but I'm struggling really badly with that. And I've got to go somewhere and I'm anxious about where I'm going, but I shouldn't be anxious because where I'm going everyone's nice, which I'm still trying to get my head around because I'm not used to that level of niceness from the type of place that I'm going. So that messes with my head that everyone's nice because of past experiences what have been horrific. Do you know, when you say you go to somewhere and everyone's just nasty or offhand or rude or whatever they're being, and you've gone there you might only go once, it might impact you, you might have gone 20 times, and it does take a toll. So when you go somewhere and everyone's nice, it's this is so weird. And I know other people who feel the same, who go where I'm going today and they've gone where I've gone in the past, and even they're I can't believe everyone's this nice. And it's just, even now, I'm still expecting that someone's just going to be offhand, and that, everyone that I've met at this place, everyone, and I've not met everyone there, but everyone I've spoken to or met in person, so lovely, And I'm literally like sat there thinking they're going to kick off at some point, or they're going to say something offhand at some point and it's going to upset me, and they're not, they're just nice. And I've not been for a little while. I mean, it depends what you call a little while. I know when I last went, and I should have actually gone around a month ago, but I didn't like arrange it like I should have done because of how I'm feeling. And then I thought I'm going to have to because I need to go. But I'm really anxious about going. And I don't know why. I think it's because of how I'm feeling in general. Because I know it's not because it's a bad experience there, because it's not ever been a bad experience. Yeah. I'm just struggling with the idea of going there, and I know it's nothing to do with the people there. I literally feel like crying, and I don't want to cry. Do you know what? I normally have a certain amount of time to myself every day before I go out with the dog, and at the moment we're driving off the street, you know, I'm going out like later than I would because I'm coming back later because I'm coming back with my dad. And that gives me more time to myself and more time to, if I feel up to it, to get things done. Because I feel so low, I'm struggling with day-to-day things. But last night, I did so many loads of laundry, and I don't mean like I filled the washer every time. I washed my dog walking coat, well, the one that I predominantly wear for dog walks. I like it because it's longer. Do you know what? I have another coat that I used to wear all the time, and I haven't been wearing it. And I haven't for ages, and I keep thinking I should put it on, but it's that one that weighs an absolute ton. And I've not worn it since I got the one that I'm wearing all the time now last year. Because I've got other coats, and I keep thinking I should wear it. But then I'm thinking, is it as warm as the one that I'm currently wearing? I know it's big and it's like super heavy. I mean, I could try it on in the house at some point. I don't have time to mess around today. But I haven't worn it in ages. It's the one that I got from ASOS, and I've had it 3 times. And this time I've had it for a long time because they stopped doing it. And I've just not worn it because I've bought other coats. But yesterday I was walking along, and my main issue with this particular coat that I've been wearing is when it's cold, I like to go out with a scarf on, and I fold the scarf in half and then pull the scarf through, do you know, like through the end that's got a bend in it. I put it through the middle and then arrange it so it covers the bottom of my face. Or sometimes I don't want the bottom of my face covered, but I've got it like to like just over my chin because I like to keep the heat in, especially when it's windy, and it was windy yesterday. But the problem with that is the hood. When I go to put the hood up, oh, the hood's fine. If it starts raining, I can't zip the coat up above the scarf. So then I have to rearrange the scarf, and I have to unzip my coat, pull the scarf through, so then at one side it's got the loop and the other side it's just got the loose bit. But sometimes still I can't do my coat up, and I'm there trying to arrange it and flatten them down, and then I eventually do the zip up and it feels like it's choking me. So then I'm having to unzip and then do more stuff to the scarf. And basically it ends up where if I can manage to do it, because obviously I've got a dog attached to me who's constantly pulling me and refusing to allow me to alter things, sometimes I have to take the scarf off, have it so it's single round my neck, and then somehow manage to zip it up, but it's still tighter around my neck than I want it to be, but it's not as uncomfortable as it was like when I've just done something else with the scarf. But I remember when I used to go out with the other coat on, I used to like be able to do most things with the scarf and still be able to zip the coat up over the scarf. From memory, I could be wrong. So that's the only thing I don't like, is there's not like room to have a scarf on, and I'm having to like practically take it off or have it so it's single and not wrapped around my neck at all. Because yesterday on the walk it started raining and there's me with the scarf over my chin, like almost covering my mouth. In fact, at one point I had it covering my mouth because it was really cold, and it started to rain, so I pulled the hood up over my head and I put a hat on, and all I had was my bobble hat because it weren't meant to rain, because the day before I had my bobble hat and then the normal hat that I put on if it's going to rain, because the bobble hat stops my hood from coming down as much as I want it to do. So I'm there thinking, why have I took the other hat out of my bag? And it was because it weren't meant to rain. I'm like, oh my God, you should just have kept it in. And then I'm walking along and the rain's getting heavier and my scarf's getting wet. My hood's not sitting quite right, and I couldn't, every time I tried to stop the dog she wouldn't stop, and I had to wait about 8-9 minutes to get in a shaded area, and I'm there taking my hood down, taking my hood down, which wasn't up much because I had a bobble hat on, and then spending ages trying to alter the scarf to get it so I could zip the coat up over the scarf area, like as high up as it'll go, and I couldn't, and I'm there adjusting it, and at one point I got the zip up, but it was literally choking me. I'm not even joking, the scarf was digging into my neck, and I'm there spending ages adjusting the scarf to be able to then force the zip up, but it's still almost choking me because I've not managed to alter the scarf as much as I want, because I'm literally holding on to the dog who's pulling me. And then I'm walking along for about 2 minutes, I'm not even joking, it stopped raining. And I'm like, oh my God, I've just spent ages doing that. So then I'm trying to walk along with the dog whilst taking my hoods down. I had to keep my hat on because the dog's not going to let me take my hat off, put it in the bag and adjust the scarf and do everything else I'm trying to do. And I thought my hair's probably going to be a mess because I've had a hat on. And I'm there trying to adjust this bloody scarf and get it so it's wrapped around my face, but because I'd undone it and altered how it was, I couldn't get it how I wanted it. And I'm like, this is a bloody nightmare. And I'm there thinking, I'm sure I didn't have this issue with that bigger coat that I used to wear all the time that weighs a ton. So I'm tempted to try that coat on, but I know it's super heavy because every time anyone picks it up, they're like, what the hell have you got in your pockets? I'm like, there's nothing in the pockets. They're like, how the hell are you wearing this coat? It's heavy. And it is heavy. But I kept it because I thought, what if I need it one day? Because you never know. So I want to try that on at some point. But I'm going to put it on with a scarf and see how I can wear the scarf with the coat. If you've followed me for years, you'll know which coat I'm talking about. I honestly don't know why it weighs so much, but it does weigh a lot. Did it keep me warm though? I can't even remember. Because the one I'm wearing keeps me warm. I have been layering up. One day, yesterday, I think it was the day before, I had a vest on, I had a t-shirt on, I had a hoodie on, I had the scarf on, I had the coat on. Because there was one day where I went out, it might have been Saturday or Sunday, and it weren't cold outside. I think it was like 5-6 degrees, but there was a wind. And I'd stupidly gone out in a loose fitting t-shirt with my hoodie, which is loose. And I was walking along and the breeze was getting up my coat under my clothes. So I felt the cold. And I'm like, oh my God, like I didn't realise how loose the t-shirt was for a start off. I feel like it's looser than it was. I don't know why, but it just feels looser. Because I'd been wearing closer fitting t-shirts. Because I only typically wear the looser, longer ones when I'm not wearing a coat. Do you know what I mean? Like a baggy t-shirt and leggings. and I've not been wearing the loose t-shirts for ages in the colder weather. There was no particular reason, but the one day that I end up wearing this loose t-shirt with a loose hoodie, although the hoodie isn't that loose, I ended up being quite cold, and I'm like, oh my god, tomorrow I need to make sure that at least the t-shirt's against my body. And that's why when you buy anything thermal, it's always close fitting, and it's to keep the heat against your body. Because I was trying to find, I've got a thermal vest and a thermal t-shirt. I've seen them both a few times over the last few weeks because I've got that big massive clothes everywhere, and every now and then I'm having to dig through to find something. Couldn't find either of them the other day, and that's why I ended up with a normal vest top on under a t-shirt, because I thought, A, I don't have time to keep rummaging, B, something close against my body, even if it's thermal, is better than nothing. I'm just going to finish this, and then I'm going to go start getting ready. But yeah, last night I washed my dog walking coat, and then I thought it's probably going to get filthy again today because the ground was sloppy in a lot of areas and mud was splashing on me. And I thought, well, I can't keep saying, oh, it's going to get dirty tomorrow, because then it'll never get washed. Then I did a load of washing, like just over half a washer. Then I put my jeans in by themselves on a half-an-hour wash, because when I wore them the other day briefly just to pop to the shop, because the car park I was walking across basically hadn't been cleared. The back of my jeans got muddy, and I'm thinking I might be wearing them today, but I don't know, I've not decided. Then I washed a jumper by itself, this one, for half an hour because I've never washed it before, and I just put it on the quick wash. Then I put one of the dog's blankets in, and that was last night. And then when I've come down, I mean the wash is about to end, I've got some dog harnesses in and a towel, because I always put at least one towel in, obviously dirty, that belongs to a dog, with the harnesses. So when that's done, the towel, because there's no room on anywhere else, can go on in the dryer, and the harnesses can go on the radiator or on the clothes rack, because there's a thing, well, my dog walking coat's going to be moved off the clothes rack. I mean, I then could put the towel on there. Anyway, I'll then have another load of harnesses and towels to go on. And then I'll be washing her other dog blanket, because she'll have one dry one to put back in her bed, but she needs a new dog blanket, because I think the one that was in the washer when I was getting it out to put in the dryer, it's got a big hole in it that she did herself, by standing on it and then pulling it with her mouth to move it, not realising she stood on it, and she kept ripping it. And even though I do fold it into a quarter to put in a bed, I'm going to replace that one, because that definitely needs to go. I just realised my radiator's not on in here, because last night when I was trying to sleep and like I was in here like wide awake, I was like, I'm too hot. Don't know why in this weather, but I was, and I turned the radiator off. But I'm not going to be in here long enough now to get any benefit from turning it back up. I've just got out the shower. I've literally, I want to be moisturised, dressed and sorted my fringe out. Well, I actually need to top a bit of my makeup up, although I've not properly looked at myself. Not looked in the mirror, just glanced from across the room myself in the mirror. That doesn't mean anything. Oh God. I mean, I don't have that much on. Oh God, I wish I had actually put foundation on, because I don't like how I look. But I can't take off what I've got on to do foundation, because I don't think I've got time, because people are driving ridiculously slow on the main road even though there's no snow or ice, because A, it gets used to the point where if there was any, it's gone, and B, it's been gritted. Yet people are driving really slow. so I need to leave earlier than typical because I have to drop the dog off. And don't get me started on where I dropped the dog off somewhere that's up a hill. And when my dad got out the car this morning, I struggled to get up the hill. I did get up the hill, but at first my car was like, no, we're not going up the hill. We're going to go down the hill. And going down was definitely not an option. So it's funny because this morning my dad got caught in traffic, so he was actually going to go to the office for an hour and then come back. But by the time he was coming past, I wanted him back 20 minutes later. So by the time he got to his office, he would have had to come back. So he actually came and waited for me. And I went downstairs because I knew he was coming back. I actually started to get ready a bit quicker because I was getting ready anyway. And I was like, where are you if you took the dog with you? Because he hadn't brought her back. And he's like, no, I've been stuck in traffic. I'm just at such and such a place now. He'd gone somewhere. And I was like, well, you might as well come and wait for me. Because by the time you get to your office, you're going to have to be coming straight back. And that's just a pointless journey. So I went downstairs and I was talking to him. And then I was like, oh, God, I've got to defrost my car. Like, it not clicked in my head that the reason I'm taking my car is because of the bad weather and it's better for me to just drive my car. And I'm like, oh God, I've got to go and defrost it. So I went outside and I'm spraying it with de-ice. My de-icer ran out, so I went and got my dad's. His didn't have much in, so that got emptied before I'd used as much as I wanted. Then I realised that I needed to top up my windscreen wash stuff, blue water as I call it. And then I'm out there, and the police, who go out of the way to deliberately harm my mental health, I've tried to kill myself because of them, just being honest. And the way they're making me feel now, like I don't want to live. They drove and practically stopped at the end of my part of the street. And then drove, and they weren't driving slowly because of the road. Because on here, even though, yeah, it's on the road, you could drive up here at your normal speed if you wanted to. I mean, I haven't, just because. But I'm not going at 1 mile an hour either. I'm going at a sensible speed, but I'm not dawdling. And they were full on stirring me out. So when they'd gone past a little bit, I shut the bonnet, took my keys out the car, went in the house, locked the door. My dad locked the back door. He's like, if they're coming in, they're not going to get an answer because they've also affected him with the bullying behaviour. So I've been told as a police officer lives on the street behind me, on the main part of the road, by another neighbour who's had issues with the two women that live next door to them, who put them through hell, which the police allow. And I believe it's true, there is a policewoman on this street, and I think that's why crime is allowed to happen. I don't even know what top I'm going to wear. I was trying to decide before I got in the shower. And I'm like, I don't know what I want to put on. I wasn't cold on the walk. And I didn't have tons of stuff on. I had leggings when I first got out. I was like, oh God, maybe I should have put a second pair on. But after a few minutes, I didn't feel it on my legs, really. I feel like they got a little bit cold, but because I was constantly moving, I didn't massively feel it. My face was the coldest, but I had a scarf up to my mouth. I could have done with putting my hat on, but I didn't. This is probably when I'm going to get frustrated with myself, because I've got all these clothes piled up because I don't have the mental energy to do anything about it. And every time I neaten them, I have to rummage to find stuff. And I need something to put on. And I don't know what I've got because it's all just chaos. Getting nervous about where I'm going. I don't know why, unless I've got like a sixth sense and maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to think about it. Because it's never been bad, but if you knew what was going on in my life, I mean, some of you do, then you'll know why I feel this way. I don't know what to put on. I don't have time to spend ages just working out what to put on. Let me go to my stir wardrobe. I don't think there's anything out here, to be honest. Well, there is, but I don't think there's anything suitable. Or that I would want to wear, let's put it that way. Well, what am I going to put on? Oh, God. Yo, I should have known this would happen. And now that's making me feel more anxious because I don't have time to mess around. Like, I want to be downstairs in 5 minutes and I need to blow dry my fringe, top my makeup up as well, and like get my shoes on. And I'm literally just, I don't know what to wear. I mean, it's going to have to do. If you watch my video where I'm talking about advent calendar, if you saw what I was wearing, well, you would have saw part of the top. It's actually part of a set. I've not got the bottoms on, but I've just put the top on because it's all that I could really see. Do you know, like when you're stressed out and you're like looking and you can't see anything, but there's probably loads of things there. They're made by Mitchell one. I didn't finish my unboxings, did I? I stopped filming it. I hope I showed the blush, where you got the blush and the highlighter. I'm not putting the highlighter on. I mean, I've already got the blush on with a powder blush on top. And I might be just making this look really bad, I don't know. Who knows? I am getting really anxious, but it's just to do with past experiences and things that are currently going on. And I shouldn't presume because of other people that people who've always been nice to me are just gonna be offhand with me. That are gonna like act certain ways that's gonna upset me. Oh, because it's got a zip on, I've got to like put this bronzer down my neck, on my chest, cleavage, not cleavage, whatever, because I'm not zipping it all the way up. Things are not going the way I would like. God, I'm so anxious. God, I've been filming for 18, nearly 19 minutes. I mean, I don't like these boots. Oh, I've put them on, I don't have any choice. I didn't realise I've been filming that long. I've gone quiet, which you won't know, because if I do keep this footage, I'll edit that out. But I just had to finish getting ready. And I'm hungry. I actually took a protein flapjack with me on the dog walk. Was meant to eat it. Totally forgot, but it's probably because of how I feel.